Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. Friends, today we'll discuss one of the very important topic that we use in the process of teaching and learning. That is the constructivist approach to teaching and learning. You see, when we talk about the pedagogy, the process of teaching and learning, we see we use three types of approach. We use behaviorist approach, cognitivist approach, at the same time the constructivist approach. So today we'll focus our discussion to understand that what is constructivism, and as a teacher or as a practitioner of education, how we can design our teaching learning process as per the constructivist approach. So friends, let us try to understand that the constructivism approach that we are talking about, you see, this is also called as the social constructivism. Okay, and the chief proponent of social constructivism theory is Lev S. Vygotsky. Okay, Lev S. Vygotsky is one of the Russian psychologists, and as per his concept of teaching and learning and pedagogy, he has come forward with a type of you can say theory or approach, that is the constructivism. So before discussing the concept of constructivism, we should understand that what is behaviorism and what is cognitivism, and how learning takes place in behaviorism approach and cognitivism approach. So then after this will be easy to understand the constructivist approach. So friends, when we talk about the behaviorism, the behaviorist approach of teaching and learning, you see, the chief psychologist, educationist, those have worked in this approach, in the behaviorism approach, are E.L. Thorndike, Ivan Pavlov, B.F. Skinner, Edwin R. Guthrie, J.B. Watson, etc. Okay, and when we talk about the work of E.L. Thorndike, we focused upon trial and error. Means we learn, or the child learns by making trial and error. Means we will practice something, and when we will practice, there is the possibility of making certain wrong attempt, but that wrong attempt will help us to learn. So that's why we will make error. Then by practicing we will minimize error. Means when we will do repeated trial, repeated attempt, then errors will be minimized, then we can learn. According to Ivan Pavlov, you see, Ivan Pavlov had stressed upon the classical conditioning theory. So in classical conditioning theory, we understand that there is a connection between a stimulus and response. Okay, so a type of conditioning happens between the stimulus and response. Okay, so whenever as a teacher or as a parent, many a time what you might be doing, that you must have experienced that you are giving something to your child. Okay, a type of reward, a type of, you can say, let you are giving a toffee, then you are saying that I am giving this toffee, then you complete this homework. So here you see, giving something or a type of reward is called as the stimulus. Then after getting the stimulus, the student or the child is doing the response, is showing the response. So as per the classical conditioning theory, means here there is a bond between stimulus and response. Okay, but here you see stimulus comes first, then response. Means as a teacher, as a parent, first you have to give the stimulus, then after getting the stimulus, the subject will do the response. Then in the contrary, under behaviorism theory, B.F. Skinner has given another concept of teaching and learning process, or another concept of theory or conditioning, that is called as the operand conditioning. Okay, so operant conditioning is the contrary of the classical conditioning. In classical conditioning, it says that first you will give the stimulus, then the subject will do the response. Okay, but in the operant conditioning, it is just opposite. Means first the subject will do the response, then the subject will get the stimulus. Okay, means many a time as a parent, as a teacher, what you are doing, that you are saying you complete this task first, you complete this assignment first, then after completion of this assignment, then you will get a reward. You will get, you will get a you can say toffee, or you will get a type of gift. Okay, so you are directly, you are not giving a type of material gifts, but what you are doing, you are first insisting the subject, motivating the subject that you do first. Okay, you perform first, then after performing the things, after completing the work, then you will get the stimulus. But it is in the classical conditioning, first you are giving stimulus, then after the subject is doing the response. But you see the bond between stimulus and response, you can say that it is very there will be the strong bond in operant conditioning in comparison to the classical conditioning. Because in classical conditioning, first you are giving the stimulus, then after getting the stimulus, the subject gets satisfied. Okay, then for doing the work, so that type of attitude, that type of instinct, the subject may or may not show. But when there is the matter of operant conditioning, but here you are not giving the stimulus, so that's why the subject is having always a type of inquisitive mind, that if I will complete this task, then I will get a motivation. So that's why the bond of operant conditioning, bond between stimulus and response in operant conditioning is more forceful, more effective in comparison to the classical conditioning. But more or less the behaviorism says that learning takes place in a connection between a stimulus and response. Okay, if you give something, then the subject will respond. Okay, either you give the stimulus first, or means the subject will do the response first, then you will give the stimulus. But there is a bond between a stimulus and response. So learning or teaching learning process is done by connecting, by establishing a type of connection between a stimulus and response. But you see, when we, the psychologist, the other psychologist, they just, opposed this type of, learning theory, that is the behaviorism. They said that learning doesn't takes place in a connection between stimulus and response. Rather, learning, learning is a matter of our memory, our intellect. Okay, means what we think, our imagination, our thinking. Okay, our knowledge, our understanding, our ability of analyzing the things, our ability of synthesizing the things. Okay, our ability to apply the knowledge in a new situation. Means more or less you can say this is all about our mental functioning. Okay, means the faculty of the mind, or our brain, or our thinking process, our imagination process, our perception, and our knowledge, and our ideas by observing a situation, that is you can say done by the mental process. So that's why the cognitivist, or the group of psychologists, just like Piaget, you can say Brunner, then Bandura, they opposed. They said that learning is not a matter of between a bond of stimulus and response. Rather, it is all about our mental functioning. Okay, so means whatever we observe, whatever we see in a situation, whatever we experience, then we engaged our thinking process, our imagination, our ideas. Okay, and we analyze the things, we synthesize the things, then accordingly we acquire knowledge, we understand the situation, and we acquire knowledge. And this is not all about a simple bond between a stimulus and response, either stimulus first, response next, and either response first, then stimulus next. So you see, there is here there is a type of debate that whether the human child they learn by using the behavioristic approach or the cognitivist approach. But when we talk about constructivism, this is something different. But you can say the concept of constructivism, it comes from a social constructivism. Means you can say the later part of the development of cognitivism approach. From there, a type of the concept of social constructivism, it emerges. So you see, in social constructivism, it says that whatever as a teacher we are facing the children, we are teaching the students. You see, whoever is coming to the school or to whom you are teaching, as a teacher, you shouldn't think that means the children or the students, those are coming that they do not have any prior information, they do not have any prior knowledge, they do not have any prior experiences. You see, human child, we live in a society, we live in our family, we come contact with many situations, maybe situations in the family. We come contact with our immediate environment where we live. Okay, so you see, many things before coming to the school, many things we learn from the society where we live, we learn from the family where we live, and we learn from different other social groups, maybe our friends, maybe our seniors, maybe our juniors, even from the environment also. Okay, from this physical environment also. So many a time we observe the things, how the things are happening. So friends, our involvement means the involvement of the child that gives many experiences to the child. So that's why you see, when we deal a curriculum, when we teach our students, you will find that they have already gained many information, many knowledge. And you see, the topic that we deal in the teaching and learning process, you will find that most of the topics, most of the themes are related with our life, with the life of the children. Okay, may be related to mathematics, may be related to society, may be related to science. Okay, may be related to language even. You see, language, we learn language from the home. Okay, and when we deal the environment, when we come contact with our immediate environment, you see, in the physical environment, you observe that how the things are happening. Okay, let a small seed. From a seed, you see, during the winter, you must have observed that from a seed, a small plant is it generates a small plant. Then that small plant is getting bigger, and from that small plant, you will find that the buds is coming. Then after, you will find that beautiful flowers is also coming. Then after, fruits is also coming. So you see, you as a teacher, you cannot say that the children, the students to whom you are dealing, they do not have such information, they do not have such experience. Definitely, they have received, they have gained such experience from their environment, may be related to science, may be related to mathematics, okay, may be related to social science also, related to our custom, our culture. Okay, means what are the things we are doing at home, what are the things we are doing in our society. So that's why social constructivism says that you see, when you will deal the human child, you should try to know that what are the experience they are already having, and to connect their experiences, to connect their life experiences with the curriculum, with the teaching and learning process. Then you will find a very beautiful result, very effective result, and you will find that you will find that the students, the children, they are paying interest, and they are realizing, and they are feeling that whatever is being taught in the curriculum, in the syllabus, in the textbook, that is not something different. That is part of their life. Okay, so the things that we do in the school, in the classroom, that is not another world. Rather, that is the world of the child, that is the world of the students, of the children. So you see, this is the power of the teacher, that how a teacher is facilitating the things, how the teacher is connecting the life experiences of the children with the curriculum, with the activities what the teacher is doing in the school to teach different subjects. Okay, how the teacher is involving the students basing upon their experiences in the process of teaching and learning. So this is the concept, that to use the prior experiences, the day-to-day experiences, the life experiences that the children have already gained, and to connect their experiences to acquiring new knowledge. Okay. So friends, you see, though we are talking about the use of constructivist approach in the teaching and learning process, means the child is having the power to construct their own knowledge. So as a teacher, you have to guide them, you have to facilitate them, you have to help them. You are a stage setter, or you can say you are a facilitator. Okay, you are a facilitator. You have to facilitate, and you will help the learner to construct their own knowledge. They have ample power. They have power, they have understanding, they have experience. And as a teacher, it is your work to facilitate and to help the child to construct their own knowledge. They have to construct their own knowledge, but you have to show a path. You have to show a picture, and you have to involve them in the process of teaching and learning. So though we are talking about the constructivist approach, but you see, the concept of behaviorism, the bond between stimulus and response, maybe classical conditioning, maybe operand conditioning, or the concept of cognitivism, means we says that our intellect, our mind, our thinking process, that control us to acquiring knowledge. Okay, that help us to differentiating the things. Okay, and to analyzing the things, to synthesizing the things, to develop a very good conclusion. Okay, and to understanding the things better. But you see, when we are talking about the concept of constructivism, we are not neglecting, or we are not rejecting the earlier concept. So now also we are using the cognitivism approach, the cognitivist approach. At the same time, many a time also in our home, at the school, we also use the concept of behaviorism. But mostly today's curriculum, that maybe school curriculum, maybe teacher education curriculum, or maybe any curriculum. So we are focusing upon the learners. We are focusing upon the students. We are focusing upon the child. Means they have the power, they have the attitude that they can learn, they can construct their own knowledge. So that's why the teaching learning process, the pedagogy that we design in the present time, in the present curriculum, you will find that that is child-centered in nature. We are giving optimum importance. We are giving maximum importance to the child, because they are the beneficiary and they are the main subject. So that's why all our teaching experiences, all the activities that we design these activities and all teaching learning experiences, keeping the child at the center. Okay, so child takes a very central position in the constructivist approach of learning. Okay, so here in the behavioristic approach of learning, you will find that the teacher were taking a very central position, but here the child, the students, they are taking the central position. So whatever we do, that is as per you can say the need, interest, the abilities of the child. Okay, and our effort as a teacher, as a parent, our effort is to help the child to construct their own knowledge, to learn new concept, correlating it or connecting it with the earlier knowledge and the experiences that they have already gained. So friends, we discussed about the behaviorism concept of teaching and learning process. We discussed about the cognitivist approach of teaching and learning process. Then we also discussed about the concept of constructivist approach. So you see, what are the now we'll discuss that what are the different activities we can perform in our school, in our class, in different subjects when we deal the curriculum, or when we teach the students by using the constructivist approach. You see, first of all, we can do a type of experiment. Okay, in experiment, the learners will involve themselves to do the things. They will do certain hands-on activities. Okay, then we can, in a class, many a time you see we are teaching the students by lecture method. So what you can do, you can use a type of group discussion method, a class discussion. Okay, narration cum discussion means you have to involve the students in the process of teaching and learning. Then you can also teach the students by using certain projects. Small project you can also give to the students. Okay, and you can also take the students to field. Okay, so when they will go to the field directly, they will experience many things, and you will find that when they are doing certain project, they are realizing and they are feeling that these things are nothing new. Rather, this is the matter related to the society where he or she is living. This is matter related to the family where he or she is living. So that's why by assigning a small project as per their level, as per their age standard, as per their need of the curriculum, you can also teach. You can also design your teaching and learning process. And field trips, also educational tour and field trips you can also organize. Then by showing different films and documents, you can also design your teaching. That you know, nowadays you will find many good videos are available on different themes. So what you will do as a teacher, you can also use the videos, and many a time as a teacher you can also create very good learning materials. Okay, by using your mobile phone or by using any gadget, you can use it. And with this films or the documentation, you can also give your own input, and you have to involve the child to do the things. So such type of activities you can do to teach the students as per the constructivist approach. Then the instructional approaches, the specific instructional approaches that you can use to teach the students by using the constructivist approach, we can say that you have to develop a type of attitude for the self-instruction or self-learning. Okay, so when you will facilitate the learners, when you will facilitate and when you will provide the learning resources to the learners, then you will find that they are getting a type of confidence to learn their own. Okay, so many a time you will find that they feel that after understanding the concept, they are able to correlate it, and they are gathering many more informations related to the content. So that's why in constructivist approach, a sense of self-instruction or the self-learning, a sense of self-learning and attitude of self-learning should be developed among the children. Then you can say your teaching should be based upon the expository teaching. Expository teaching means many things you supposed to expose. You supposed to do the maybe experiment, or you have to demonstrate. You have to show many things, and you have to invite the child. You have to invite the students to demonstrate themselves, to expose themselves. Okay, they will narrate the things. They will give the examples, and they will participate in a type of group discussion, in a type of focused group discussion. You have to engage them. Then you can say guided exploration also. You have to engage them in guided exploration. Means you will provide a space to them. They will explore new things, but that exploration is guided explorations, because you, as a teacher, you have to guide them. You have to facilitate them to explore something new. Then you can also develop a sense of cooperative learning, a type of collaborative learning. Okay, how peer learning they will develop, how they can develop learning in a group by cooperating each other, by collaborating each other. Okay, so you can distribute certain content point to few members in a group, and all will contribute. All they will discuss among themselves. They will collect certain information, certain resources. Then they will discuss. Then they will make a report also. So cooperative learning and collaborative learning is also a part of instructional approach that we use in the constructivist approach. Then inquiry-based learning, problem-based learning. So in a classroom, you can also practice such things that you can do a type of brainstorming also. So in a brainstorming, So you are throwing a question, you are asking a question, a problematic question to your learners, to your students. So what they are doing, they are developing their thinking process. They are trying to solve that problem. Okay. So what they are doing, they are connecting it to their experiences, that whether they have such type of experiences, whether they have seen such type of things in their life, they have experienced such type of things in their life. So friends, you see, it may be the concept of behaviorism or the cognitivism or the constructivism. Now the teaching learning process that we design, that is as per the constructivist approach of the teaching learning process. So that's why the students or the children or the learners are, they take a very central position, and every the aspects of the learning or the activities that we practice in the process of learning, that has been designed as per the need, interest, abilities, experiences of the learners. So friends, this is the concept of the constructivist approach of teaching and learning process. In our next program, we will discuss how to differentiate a traditional learning approach and a constructivist learning approach. So how can you difference, then what are the difference between these two? Thank you.